We're going to do things that no other brownie business has done before.
Protein, brownies. I don't know where I'd be.
I don't want to talk about it too much.
Getting a bit emotional thinking about it. Hey David, thank you so much for the kind words. Protein brownie, obviously, I've done sports science at uni. I'm a massive fan of like protein bars and that side of things, and it's definitely something I want to create because I really do think there's a gap in the market for something that actually tastes nice and doesn't taste of sawdust or stick to the top of your mouth or in your teeth. But if I'm going to do it, I want it to be the best, and in order to do that, it's going to take a bit of time and a bit of testing, and obviously at the minute I don't have the capacity to be able to do all those things, and I'd rather focus on just creating a really solid foundation and getting a solid core range available on the website all the time. Protein, brownies, definitely something I want to do one day, but like I just said, it's going to take time to develop because I want it to be the best. Also, at the minute, I want to focus on just creating a solid core range that is going to be available on the website all the time, because that is going to be a big step in brownies going forwards. So that's what I'm going to be working towards. But once that's happened and we built up a team, we can start experimenting with different formats, different products, protein brownies, different things like that. So yeah, it's coming soon. Keep your eyes peeled. So I am just about to write out a load of personalised and individualised, same word but you got it, cards to go in all the off-cut orders. We had another sellout, which is wicked and I'm so grateful for that. I think it's so important to thank everyone personally. Obviously I can't actually go to everyone, but I want to put something that's come from my heart to say thank you, because without them I wouldn't be where I am today. And with everything going on in the world, like, it means the world to me that people are still buying brownies, because there's a lot of people out there struggling, and to know that people are still supporting my business, and you know, because this is officially my job. Without these guys I don't know where I'd be. This is something that I think is so important and often neglected as businesses are growing, so I always set time to say thank you, because yeah, you never forget where you came from and never forget the people that helped you get there, and we still have a hell of a long way to go yet. So one day I imagine I'll be writing thousands of these. Well, I hope so anyway, but yeah, I'm never gonna stop doing that. I think it's so important. So that is all of these handwritten notes all done. That took me so long. I think there's about 44 here. I mean, there's quite a lot, you can see for yourself, and they're all handwritten. Yeah, done now, on to the next thing. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that. And of course, I always like to put a little keep smiling bit in there. I don't know if it's focusing, but that to me is very important, because you never know what this person has gone through during the day, and this could just make their day and cheer them up, and also just make sure that they check up on people that they may not usually check up on, and make sure that they're smiling too and everyone's happy, because it's so important nowadays.
You send me, is there any way of exporting the data? I bet you could probably export the file, because then I can manually do them and just send them over to you, and all you've got to do is print the label. How's it going? What time is it there?
Oh, it's 3 o'clock. What about you?
Oh, okay, it's 10.
10.
In the morning.
Oh, in the morning? Oh, that's not too bad then.
Yeah, I'd love to learn. I know I've been seeing you all over LinkedIn lately.
Oh,
I'd love
yeah,
to learn
thank
more about you and what you're doing. You're crushing it.
I've kitted out a unit, so I'm just getting back on my feet. We had quite a big collaboration that ran through August, and now it's just, yeah, getting ready for the build up for Black Friday and Christmas, which I think will be cool. We want to start getting into retail and build that business to business model.
Like, do you do your own manufacturing and everything still?
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like?
So at the minute, it's literally I'm doing everything. Yeah, so.
Okay.
But the aim is to get me out the kitchen, like when we're looking to go into major supermarkets, is when we'll probably have to start looking at outsourcing production and
It's the best feeling to not be making product yourself anymore. In December, I partnered with a manufacturer, and then now I work with them, and it comes with like a whole new set of challenges, but it's really nice to just like shoot off an email and be like, hey, I want to put in an order of 5,000 units per
Direct to consumer started to pick up. Was that through TikTok?
The first viral video I had, I got 150 orders from it, which was insane. Automate, delegate, and eliminate. Like have like 3 buckets and then just fill those buckets with
cool.
things
like
that you need to do. And like what I find really helpful, and I don't know if you have anyone to help you yet, but I would train someone like now to help you in the kitchen, and then they can kind of take that over. What you're probably gonna end up doing is growing as much as you can and getting to a volume that's close to the minimum order quantity of a manufacturer. So when you start approaching manufacturers, I'm not sure if you have or you have those conversations, but they usually have pretty high MOQs and there's a gap, right? So you're like, okay, like I'm close, but I'm not close enough. And like, what am I gonna do with all that product?
So that was pretty cool. That was a meeting with Erica, who owns a company called BWOWNIE, and they're based in Canada, and they're quite a big brand over there. And yeah, it's just really, really important for me just to get involved with founders who have sort of been there, done what I want to do, and just pet their heads and find out how they done it and what they wish they'd have done when they were in my position, because I think that's super important. I always want to be learning, and that is how I'm going to do it. So it's so great to have people on my side like that, and people who are going to follow my story and see what I'm up to and can potentially introduce me to different things. But hopefully one day you'll see a BWOWNIES x BWOWNIE collaboration. How cool would that be? We have our very first trade show, as I spoke about in the last video, coming up very soon, and we've got to basically have some stands and some signage and stuff like that to really represent the BWOWNIES brand. Now, I wanted these to look very different and look different to that normal sort of stand you see with just like the logo and like the website. I wanted a little bit of personality across and put my own spin on things, as you know. However, it's tricky because it's a business event and it's all about getting BWOWNIES into shops, so we don't want to be too silly, but it's important that that personality is there because that is who the brand is, right? So I'll show you some of my designs. This is what I've come up with so far. Some of these are absolutely terrible, but this is how I get my ideas, because I've got to get the worst ones out to find the best ones. And what I do is I take pictures of these, send them to Sarah, who's my amazing designer, and she will design, like pick up all the best bits basically and put them all together, and they will be flipping amazing, and I can't wait to show you guys the finished product. But basically this is how all my designs start. So as you can see, they're all shaped like a pull-up banner. So we've got not brownies, eat BWOWNIES, blah blah blah, a few bits of this like I just done on one, but it can be pulled across to different ones. So this is just, that's the writing that we've got on our main website, and then I just put taking over the world one BWOWNIE at a time on a different one, just playing about with different words, seeing what would work well. This is my first design, and I thought like if we have our sort of our vision, BWOWNIES, building the most loved food brand in the world, and then almost have these like logos as bricks to sort of represent building, get the QR code on sort of at a nice height for people to scan. This is the logo didn't turn out well on that, so I thought I'd do it more centralized, and it does look cool, and I think with this brick it could look quite cool. And at the bottom, the little BWOWNIE monster. Stop looking at my bottom. I thought that would just be a little bit of fun for people, because you know I want to stand out there. I really do. That's the main thing. They're our main sort of slogan, putting the wow back into brownies with BWOWNIES. And then I just thought this would be cool, just a little play around. Fudgy, ambitious, delicious, disruptive BWOWNIES. That is what you sort of have to do when you're coming up with stuff like that. It's just get the rubbish ones out the way so you can focus on the good ones. I can't wait to show you what the final designs look like. Now also today we had a meeting with an absolute legend called Theo, who's from the New Anglia Growth Hub, and it's basically they're linked with the Suffolk Council, and I was sort of just inquiring about different grants and stuff like that that's out there that helps small businesses or businesses of huge businesses, and it was so sick. That extra money could really help me sort of, I think the main thing I want to do is get out and actually have my own unit. That's the long-term goal, and obviously to do that that, I'm going to need some sort of money and investment. And it's interesting. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out as I go. But yeah, we'll work it out. And I'm going to document everything on here. Grants isn't something I never really thought about until I started just Googling about different stuff that's out there. There's a grant I apply for which comes in tomorrow. So I'll find out then whether I got that, which will be interesting. There's lots of stuff out there, but no one knows about it. You've just got to go and look for it and see what you can find. But yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, they're not just going to give you money. You've actually got to have, you know, solid business plans and like actual proof of stuff that you're going to be getting for your project. And my project is basically going to be finding a permanent premises for BWOWNIES that I can start to build a culture from, bring my own team in, and it's going to be wicked, man. It's going to be wicked, and I'm going to document everything on here, like I said, and I literally cannot wait. It's so cool. So yeah, that was pretty sick, and hopefully when I've done more on it and spoke to them more, I can start screaming and shouting about them, because especially for young businesses, I don't think there is enough support out there, or if there is support, I don't think enough people know about it, and I think they need people like me and many other young business owners to go and shout about it, because it's important and we need all the help we can, especially with the current climate. It's just going to open up a lot more jobs for people, especially me. I want to start building like a young, exciting team, people who know the brand, understand the direction we want to go in, and are hungry. And yeah, I'm excited for this, for the future.
For those of you who might not know, ever since sort of my life changed drastically with BWOWNIES, around that sort of time I also went through a bit of a tragic event. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't think it's the right time or thing to be talking about right now, but that sort of kick-started my journey with therapy, and today I'm off on a like little therapy retreat, which is way outside of my comfort zone, but it's something I'm trying to do more often, just constantly pushing myself to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And it's like just a day, I think it's like 9 till 3, and it's just like they take you through loads of different meditation, relaxation methods, some hypno, walking therapy, laughter therapy, all these sort of stuff, and it's going to be a cool day. It forces me not to work, which is nice, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm nervous because I've never done anything like it, but I'll let you know how it goes after.
So the newspaper is called Cambridge Market Insights. I'm gonna like sort of produce it in a digestible, really long article, but this is really just a conversation between us two. Tell me about yourself, bro. Tell me about like your story, unfiltered, like the story of BWOWNIES, challenges, whatever, just feel free.
It all started with a bit of a passion for food. I used to always love cooking, baking, and that was when like I used to always put my own spin on different recipes, and one of them was the brownie, and that was where BWOWNIES was born, because that was the one thing that I could make that was just so much better than anything else, and just being different and transparent, sharing my journey, because there isn't anyone sort of documenting the food business that's young, male, so I think that's sort of my niche. I want to set the standard for other food businesses now. You know, we done that professional photo shoot a few weeks ago. Well, I just got the results through, and now I've got to go through and just check them all out and choose some good ones. I want to do basically like for this trade show, I want to get like an old school palette that I've got. I'm going to clean it up a little bit, put some string around it, and then peg like some photos on it and like put it in chronological order, so it's like a visual storyboard and it just tells our story. I think that would be really cool. I printed the things off my website. It's going to be cool. I printed like the story off my website basically, and I want some of these pictures just to go with it because they're really good. So yeah, let me show you. They're not going to be as good quality on here, but just look at some of these shots. Hopefully someone sees these and it's like, I want these in my restaurant, or I want these in my shop. Oh, these are some of my faves. Wait for the pouring ones. Oh, so good. These will be as well. Like, look how good this is, sorry, for like coffee shops and that. Especially that. Come on, there's one with a mug in somewhere. Look. Get BWOWNIES into shops now. Also, these will be the Black Friday photos as well, which will be handy. But we got loads of ones for triple chocolate because it's a staple. So good. So I've got this really cool idea where I basically want to put like a storyboard and print some photos out from our whole journey and put them on this really cool palette, like in chronological order. I'll put a picture on the screen of what it's meant to look like. So I just got an old sort of looking palette. It looks quite cool, but it's quite dirty, so I'm going to clean it down and show you guys the sort of journey of doing that. So yeah, let's see. This is the palette I've got, and as you can see it needs a bit of a clean. It's got like bits and bobs on it and cobwebs and that. But yeah, it's going to have like pictures going across it, like on string on wooden pegs. That's the plan anyway, so yeah, let's crack on with it. Got it in my eye. It's a lot cleaner now, we've given it a little wash. So yeah, come back for the next part. Hopefully I'm going to leave it to dry overnight, and then hopefully the photos will have arrived and we can start decorating it and making it look nice. So, quick update. So yesterday, you know, I went to that therapy retreat. I'm going to tell you guys a bit about it, a bit sort of about my journey with therapy. So I've been doing it for a few months now, to be fair, every week. This 1 hour session a week. Mainly just because, I think I might have mentioned it yesterday, but I'm doing it because my life changed so much overnight and I never really had a chance to process it, and it sort of messed me up quite a bit. I was getting really anxious about making the business work and put a lot of pressure on myself, and this is the stuff that no one really sees. Getting a bit emotional thinking about it, but yeah, do that, but also like everything just adds up, and alongside the degree, I wasn't probably a very nice person to be around at times, and also I missed out on quite a lot of nights out and stuff like that. And yeah, I wasn't all there. But also a bit before that, I went through a little bit of a traumatic event. I don't want to talk about it too much, but again, it happened playing cricket, unfortunately, and that's a sport I love, and it's affected my relationship with that game, and also like everything else going forward. So it's really important for me that I talk to someone, because I didn't at the time, and it was just building up. I never processed it, and it's so important to do so. And I think it's something that there's a lot of stigma about, especially in young people, and it's not even, it's so important, you know. We go to the gym to look after our bodies, and as much as we do that to look after our mind, we never actually have somewhere to openly discuss our thoughts and what's going on with our brains and why we might be having these thoughts and stuff like that. It's like a gym, but for our mind, and it's so important. It's helped me out so much, so I'd fully recommend it to anyone out there. But yeah, we've done some really cool stuff. We've done some like long periods of hypnotherapy, which was weird. Something I never believed in, but trust me, like I've been fully hypnotised, like, and it's the nicest feeling ever. You feel so relaxed and just out of it. And we've done lots of different meditation. We've done eating meditation, which I've never done before, where you eat like a nice chocolate and you really think about it. That was quite interesting. We've done like silent walking and all sorts, really. Laughter therapy was not sort of my thing. You basically stood there and you just literally close your eyes and then you just let out a massive fake laugh. Everyone's doing it, so it's not too bad, but that was so out of my comfort zone. But yeah, the whole thing was out of my comfort zone, and that was so important that I done that for me. It's so important that I keep pushing myself to get better at stuff like that and just become a better person, because that's a journey that I'm on alongside taking Brownies to the moon. But yeah, that was that anyway. I'm done for the week now. I'm gonna go to my nan's for a banging roast, and yeah, fill my plate up there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.